Hello. Um, this is Pat. I'm a little bit late making a video. The last video I was about to come home, and I'm I'm 4.5 weeks post lower body lift, arm lift, facelift, nose, eyes, brow lift, lip augmentation, and facial peel. And I'm 3.5 weeks post breast lift, medial thigh lift, and back lift. So I got home, um, gosh, has it been a week? Has it just been a week ago? Um, yeah, I guess so. I'm losing track of time here. Um, so I left, I guess, Wednesday, August 29th was our plane. So the night before, we were at Chatika Ranch, and unfortunately one of the places across the drive caught fire. It's all stone buildings, so it was very contained, but I didn't know that, and I really panicked. Um, you're feeling vulnerable when you've had all these surgeries, and so I really panicked, and we had already packed because we were leaving the next morning. But I got him to put all the luggage in the vehicle and drive it up that long driveway. I was afraid that the place across the drive all the windows were going to blow out, and the fire was going to catch our log cabin on fire. I just thought the whole thing was going to go up in a blaze. So what I ended up doing in a panic is I grabbed the rest of our stuff, which included a rather heavy carry-on, my heavy purse, and my husband's carry-on. And I grabbed that stuff and I ran up this long driveway. And I think what that did was it kind of opened up my breast lift incisions at the T-junction. The right one has a little bit of a problem with the incision just below the nipple, and they each have a little bit of a problem where the vertical incision meets the horizontal one. Just about that big of an opening, but enough to really concern me. I think one of the stitches was trying to come out of one of the incisions. So that's what I've been obsessing about for the past week. It was the usual horrendous trip home. I mean, nothing untoward happened, but we had to be at the airport early. Caught a plane at noon, 3 hours to Houston, 3 hours layover in Houston, 4 hours to Seattle. So we got to Seattle. I didn't get to sleep till 1:30 that night, or the next morning rather. And so then we drove the 2.5, 3 hours home the next day. And then I had my brother was here, house guest. And and the kids were getting ready for going back to school on the following Tuesday, so it was a bit hectic, bit of a culture shock going from a nice, relaxed recovery center to everybody running around looking for stuff, needing money. Husband was cranky because he's a teacher and he was going back to school as well, or back to work. So I'm telling you, I really missed Chatika Ranch because it was so laid back, so quiet. Nothing for me to do other than just relax. So while I was here, there was a missing textbook. And so I tore apart one of the girls' rooms looking for it. So I feel like that widened one of my lower body lift scars a little bit. It became extremely itchy. And So just word to the wise, it's so hard to really relax and do what I need to do, which is lay semi-reclined for certain times during the day just to make sure things really heal, plus taking walks. It's hard enough for the rest of the family to look at me and for me to feel guilty that I'm doing very little. So it's just one of those things you just have to keep on to yourself about and say it's okay to rest, and that's why I've got the medical leave, is to rest. I can show you one of my scars, if you can see that very clearly. The arm scars are great. I've put paper tape on them, and partly because that's supposed to help flatten the scar. And I put paper tape around my waist incision because it just cues me not to bend and stoop and not to pull at the incision. The breast lift, wearing a normal bra because it took me a while to get organized around even washing the pressure garments. And it has been in the 90s here up near Vancouver, British Columbia. And the odd time I put the compression garments on, I nearly scream and rip them right off. So I'm kind of actually hoping for cooler weather, and I'm going to make sure that I wear them a little bit more. I'm wearing Spanx right now. It doesn't come close to the tightness. I think the critical area is my upper inner thighs, to make sure that they really adhere to the underlying tissue from the medial thigh lift. What else? It's just so darn hard not to do more than I should. Like I said, I was obsessing about the incisions coming a little bit open on my breast lift. All the other incisions are good. I'm feeling more energetic than I thought I would, which is it's good and it's bad. Good for obvious reasons, but bad because it's anything that I have a mind to do involves stooping, bending, reaching, and I just shouldn't be doing it. And I'm trying to get away from the thought of, oh, I've got, another 4 weeks off to recuperate, and what a waste not to be doing anything. So I'm fighting that. I live with a fellow who is very driven, very task-oriented, gives me the rundown of everything he does, the list of how much he got accomplished in a day, and so I'm really fighting the impulse to accomplish things because I really need to rest. And today, after tidying my daughter's room and feeling the incision so swollen around my outer hips and so itchy, probably because I stretched the incision a little bit, I really took to this lazy boy chair today, fiddled on the computer because that's the best way I know how to make time fly, and feeling better. So a lot of feeling coming back to my face. I still have this funny buildup of fluid in my neck here, which will slowly get reabsorbed, but I thought about putting heat on it, but it's already, like I said, 90 degrees. It was almost 100 the other day. So I'm still putting sunscreen on so that the baby face stays the way it is. I don't think there's anything else. I'm not sure if I said this in my last video, but I am now 144. I was 154 when I left to have my surgery. Officially, they removed 13 pounds of skin and fat, which is quite a bit on someone 5'3" and a bit, because as we've all been told, fat does not weigh as much as muscle per volume. Yeah, 3 liters of fat off my back and inner thighs total, and 2 liters of fat off my outer thighs and waist and arms. So we all know what 2 liters of pop looks like. I don't know what 2 liters of fat looks like. Anyway, I've been so anxious about my incisions and just dealing with the bickering and general chaos of this household that I've been nibbling like crazy on ice cream bars and such. So gotta kind of pull it together. There's probably still a little bit of weight I want to lose on my arms and legs, and it'd be nice to get into the 130s. And after I've really healed, and I'm thinking by the end of September I can gradually start getting into some more aggressive exercise. So I'm all dressed now, so I'm not gonna show you the incisions. I was thinking about showing you the breast lift incisions, and I'd probably take a picture of those and insert them in one of these videos pretty soon. Maybe I'll chronicle how they heal, because I was very anxious about it and not being able to go to the surgeon. I knew they were healing fine up until the day before we left, but I think, do you know that carrying probably swelled everything up, and the swelling was, I probably should have put ice on my breast to decrease the swelling, because it's the swelling that really puts pressure on the incisions. Oh yeah, and another thing, here's a myth. Airing out your wounds. Let them get air. That's not the wisdom of the day. That's an old wives' tale. You really shouldn't be airing out your incisions. You shouldn't be letting them get fresh air. I was doing that a lot the last 2 weeks before I left, and what it does apparently is it dries out the cells that are on the surface, and they die, and it can lead to necrosis, and it just impedes healing. So probably after a lot of research on that, which I've been doing with my incision obsession this past week, probably the best advice medically that I found is to just use Vaseline to keep the incisions that are open moist, and apply a dressing. Have a shower every day, keep everything clean, keep them moist, apply a dressing. If you sweat at all, then you need to have another shower, wash, because the sweat increases the bacteria load. So have a shower, again, dry well by patting down, blow dry with a hair dryer, apply Vaseline, apply your bandage, and I've started using sanitary panty liners instead of gauze, which tends to stick, and instead of the wound care you can buy. I just found the panty liners are so much more affordable, and they're big, so you can cut them in half, put one on this side, one on this side, and you're good to go. So I'm just going to end this by showing off my new figure in a dress that I